Welcome to Doron Yoga, everyone. Today we'll work on a regular Doron Yoga practice with a bit of emphasis on the extra shoulder stretches and maybe even a tiny bit of strengthening, just to give a bit of extra love. As always, we'll focus on breath and staying present. We'll start with one Om together. Inhale. Opening the eyes. Let's slowly come onto the hands and knees. And as we begin with our delicious pose, the movement in the hips, and maybe even warming up right here, the shoulders. You can move extra, bend the elbows, move into the shoulders in all directions. Maybe even a bit in the head and neck, funny how they're connected. Beautiful. Coming back to neutral, keep the hips over the knees. Walk the hands forward. This feels for some of us in the chest, for many in the upper back and shoulders. Upper back and shoulders also connected. If you want a little more into your shoulders, you can even lift up to the fingertips and then really press down the chest. And then make your way into downward facing dog. Tuck the toes under, reach back. And you can bend one knee at a time, and just to get a little bit of release into the legs. Go ahead and bend the knees a lot. A little more waking up in the shoulders. Coming forward to plank, lower down, chaturanga, or all the way to the belly, probably better. A little baby cobra, pulling the shoulders back. So instead of focusing on just the back, really focus on the shoulders, moving as far back as you can, warming up the spine a bit. If you want, head to the side, head to the side. Even a full circle if that feels good for you, to one side, to the other side. Back into downward facing dog. Right leg up to the sky. Bend the right knee, open the hips, a few circles with the ankles. Straightening the right leg behind you as you exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Inhale back. One more time, knee to the nose, just to work here on the shoulders. Many of us collapse. Press strong into the hands. Lift between the shoulder blades like a little mountain. And then back to the sky. One last time. Exhale, knee to the nose. Lift, fill up between the shoulder blades. Hold. And back to the sky. Last time, bring the foot between the hands. Lower down for a low lunge. You can let the hands hang around the body. Just do here a few shoulder circles, just gentle. Try to keep the hips still down. So as in shoulders at the same time. Just warming them up, going in forwards with the shoulders. Cool. Take the arms up, a little bit of back bending, a little bit of shoulder opening. Beautiful. Hands come back to the ground. Step it back to plank. Hold plank. Again, notice if you collapse between the shoulders, try to fill up. Okay, you can lower the knees down. We're going to do this 5 times. Collapse between the shoulder blades. Not the hips, just the shoulders, and then lift up between the shoulder blades. So try to keep the hips up. They'll fall down, of course, some, but do 5 or 6 times. It's almost like you're doing Push-ups without bending the elbows. Without bending the elbows. Just between the shoulder blades. Ooh, I'm going to get tired today. Lower down, chaturanga. You can use the knees. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Completely your choice. Into downward facing dog. Left leg reaches up. Bend the left knee. Open up the hips. A few circles with the ankles. Ujjayi breathing. Straightening the left leg behind you. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to the nose. Stay, hover, lift between the shoulder blades. Inhale back. Moving slow and steady. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Low lunge. So really, if you're following us and seeing many of our videos, that's amazing, thank you. But also, in a way, we're trying to combine all we do every single time. Here we go, shoulders one more time. Going in one direction. What I mean by that is that, we have yoga bodies and mind working on the focus, on the steadiness. Reverse direction. We have drishti. We focus on the drishti. It doesn't mean today we don't focus on the drishti just because we're doing shoulders. Arms up. So really every single time our theme is everything, but we give a little extra attention to something, trying not to neglect other parts. Breath. Here we go. Plankalicious. One more time. 5 mini little dipping into the shoulder blades, filling up like a mountain. From valley to mountain. Valley to mountain. 2 more. Lower down chaturanga. Gaze a bit forward. Inhale. Upward. Urdhva. Exhale. Downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bring the right foot between the hands. Press strong into the left leg. Reach the arms forward. Try to scoop, right? Like you're scooping a big thing of ice cream. So there's space between the shoulder blades. Keep the space between the shoulders as you come up. Shoulders are relaxing down. Fingertips reaching up. So here, thanks to the shoulders, or thanks to the restriction of the shoulders, you'll bring the hands as close as you can without bending the elbows. If your elbows are bent, take them a bit apart so you can still feel that wow, power. Right? Eyes are soft. Little back bend. And chaturanga. Inhale upward. Exhale downward. Left leg forward, left foot between the hands. Power the right leg, reach the arms. Again, that scooping motion, and then just parallel the hands. Keep the hips low and come up. Right, so it really feels like the arms are hugging in towards the chest. It's really an external rotation of the shoulders. Ujjayi breath. Maybe a little back bend. And chaturanga. Consider smiling as you go down. Residue of that happiness as you come up. And downward facing dog. Lovely, everyone. Take 2 breaths. See if you can feel the same focus on space between the shoulder blades. Walk the feet to the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Notice the rotation of the shoulders. Look up. Exhale. Hands to the heart.
Beautiful. Tiny bit more for shoulders. So instead of just the shoulder circles, this time with the elbows. Going back. And forward. Good. Big, big full arm circles. This time open, close your hands while you're doing it. Shoulders, why not get some wrist and hand love. Reverse. Beautiful. Let's do a sun salute. Inhale, arms up over the head, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Release the head. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, step or jump back. Lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Few breaths here, one more time. It's almost like there's a bit of a feeling like I'm pressing my hands strong into the thumb, but almost wanting to create a rotation towards the pinky finger to help create that space between the shoulders. It should feel like if you can try it, move your head from side to side. You should feel zero tension on the neck, right? Zero tension. Here we go. Exhale completely. Look between the hands. Step or jump to the front. Lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Bend the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or jump, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, happiness. Exhale, down dog. Right foot forward, left heel down, coming up, warrior one. Take the right arm underneath the left for eagle arms. Reach forward, keep the hips low, and press it back. Focus on keeping the hips low and taking the elbows high up and then back. I know it's probably more of a back bend than a shoulder stretch, but still opens the shoulders. Arms back up, warrior one. Hands to the heart. We're going to move the right foot to the right side. We're going to B2, so we're doing half B3 and B2. Clasp the hands, or if the shoulders are tight, hold the strap between the hands. This will give more room for you to forward fold. You can see Dan doing it. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, forward fold. Try to come to the inside of the right knee. Back leg is strong. And you really allow gravity to pull your hands forward. So release a bit in the shoulders. Let them open up. One more breath. Inhale, power up to the warrior. Good. We warmed up the hips as well. Exhale, Chaturanga Happy Asana. Inhale, when you're ready, shine through. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg, left foot forward, right heel down. Slowly reach the arms up. Reach the top, and then left arm underneath the right for eagle arms. Garuda. Lengthen, keep the hips low. Lift the chest, lift the elbows. Pull them back and breathe. Inhale, back up to the warrior. Slowly, hands to the heart. Again, slowly, hands behind the back, strap or clasp. Maybe the other pinky is on top. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. If you need to, move the left foot a bit to the side. Maintaining the breath. Inhale. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Exhale, hands down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Keep the elbows close to the body. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Take a breath. Coming forward to plank. Try to hold plank now in the right form and try to pull the shoulders just a millimeter back. Notice, take the gaze forward, that as we lower down, normally we dip into the shoulder, we fall to the shoulders. So try to go slowly, don't go far down, but keep the shoulders moving back. You'll see it's quite a lot harder. Stop wherever you feel like, oh my God, I can't go further. Hold for a second, head and neck, move them, make sure they're relaxed, and then inhale upward. It's one place where we add tension many times instead of simply strengthening downward dog. Right foot, warrior one. Good. And the warrior, really feel the shoulders coming down, right? They're coming down, they're scooping. There's that feeling of space between the shoulder blades. Now keep the shoulders down, fingertips reaching up. Look at the hands as you open warrior two, slow motion. Same thing here, feel the power coming out of your fingers, but then feel the shoulders relaxing. It's almost like you can feel your hands are on water. And then steady. Keep the shoulders relaxed, reverse the warrior. You can feel a bit of a stretch here in the shoulder too. I'm going to go into extended side angle through warrior two. And since we want to strengthen today, we're going to try and do the ninja version, both arms up. Just hold for a few breaths. Back up, warrior two. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Following your breath, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Beautiful. Let's bring the left foot forward, the right heel down. Look at your hands as you come up. Relax the shoulders. Feel the softness, feel the power in the arms. Gaze at the left hand. Open warrior two. Once more, find that fluidity, right? And then stillness, power. Reverse. And here is where we sometimes kind of forget the rotation of the shoulder. Even here, it's almost like a feeling of scooping. Right? There's space between the shoulder and the ear. Back to warrior two. Into the ninja side angle. Good job, everybody. Two more. Back up, warrior two. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Pay attention to your shoulders in this Chaturanga. Really go slow. Shoulders back, 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 back. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Walk the feet to the front. Take the feet about hip width apart. Hold the elbows just forward fold. Relax everything down. Relax the neck. Definitely relax the shoulders. Really a pose of surrender. If it's a bit intense, bend the knees a bit. Of course, if you have hamstring injury, bend them a lot. If it's a bit easy, shift forward into the toes. Beautiful. Release the hands, bend the knees, rolling all the way up to standing. We'll take Prasarita C. So open the right side. If you have hamstring injury, just do the same thing with knees very bent. Clasp the hands or the strap behind the back. One more time for the shoulders. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Belly tucks in. Just take the head a bit to one side and really focus more on the shoulders rotating. So if I'm going to the left with my head, I'll feel a little bit more in my left shoulder. Center. Go to the other direction a bit. And yeah, the shoulders are relaxed. There's a little bit of a feeling of almost like I'm pulling further down, but I can't keep the activeness all the time. I have to give it a little bit and then relax, because otherwise the shoulders will not surrender into deeper. Back to center. Inhale all the way up. Release the hands. Samastitihi. Take a 2-3 head neck rotation to each side. And to the other side. So, Parshvattanasana, many times we think of it, I think of it as a hamstring stretch pose. And it's actually a nice one also for the shoulders and wrists. So really take the hands back. If you can take the reverse namaste, hallelujah. Even if you're holding the wrist, just the more you walk the hands towards the elbows, you will get an opening in the chest and the shoulders. Stepping the right foot back. Adjust the hips to the front. Wiggle the hands a bit higher. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, forward fold. Focus today more on the arms, so try to take the elbows a little higher up to the sky, palms a little closer to each other, just as much as you can. Don't go too far. Remember finding your edge. Beautiful. Inhale, come up. Step the knee forward. Hold the arms, hold the knee forward. Straighten the leg. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Release. Beautiful. Let's do the other side. Stepping the left foot back. Adjust the hips to the front. Again, I'm wiggling a little more. Now that I've been here for a while, there's a bit more space. Inhale, open. Exhale, forward fold. Really pulling the elbows a bit. It's maybe 2 millimeters up towards the sky, and I can already feel a dramatic change. Listening to your breath. Belly slightly in. Supports your back, not because anybody can see it. Inhale, slowly coming all the way up. Again, focus the mind steady. Left knee forward. Straighten the leg. Breathing. Nice. Release. Beautiful. Ready. Release the arms. Move them a bit. And release arms, wrists, shoulders. Cool. Let's go to the ground and do a little bit work on the floor. We'll take one more sun salute to meet in downward dog. Here we go. Following your breath. Inhale as you go up. Folding the head down. Inhale, really adjust the shoulders, so shoulders back as you jump. Inhale, shoulders still away from the ears. Downward doggy. Cool, we're gonna come forward to plank, lower to the belly. We'll throw in one shalabhasana because I'm a slight addict. Take the arms back. Lift the chest, lift the legs, maybe clasp the hands. Try to stretch the shoulders further by lifting the arms, by pulling them back towards the feet. Release down. Move your hips a bit from side to side. Cool. Let's rest. So we'll take the right arm to the side, about nose height, shoulder stretch rolling onto the right shoulder until you can feel some spiciness happening there. And then maybe one knee, maybe two knees up, maybe the other hand over. But remember, the focus is on the right shoulder. If you feel some spice in the right shoulder, all is well. Reconnecting with breath. If you love your shoulders, send them gratitude now. If you're complaining about them for whatever reason, they're too tight, they're too something, see if you can love them anyway. Be grateful you're practicing, you're working on strengthening, on stretching, opening up the shoulders. Back to center, we'll switch sides. Take a look at the left hand as you go. See that it's in the right position, about nose height. Start to roll. Also recognize that though we call them shoulders, they're really not the same. One side for most of us is a bit tighter than the other. For many, if they're right-handed, the right shoulder is tighter. Not always, but most likely because you probably use it more often. I do recommend practicing brushing your teeth with the hand that you're not used to, both for the hand, for the shoulder, for the arm, for the brain. Beautiful. Back to center. Cool. Bring the arms out to the side. And just here, shoulders. So a little bit of back, but also shoulders. Circles back. This will strengthen the back, but also awaken the shoulders some more. And relax down. Take a moment. We're going to go for a bow tie, so another shoulder stretch. This time we're going to thread the right arm under and take the left arm over. Walk the hands as far out as you can, palms facing down, and then pour the throat over the arms, over the shoulders. Slowly coming up. I'm going to switch so the left arm this time is closer to the body, right arm over. Yeah, notice what happens to your mind when we drop into these yin variations. Can you really take it as an opportunity for meditation? An opportunity to completely relax down, soften the mind, soften the breath. Deepen the exhales. Gorgeous. Slowly begin to make your way out. Coming up to baby cobra or cobra. One more time. Focusing on shoulders, back, 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 right? Not lifting as high as I can, but rather pulling the shoulders back, the ribs forward, head just slightly up. We'll meet in downward dog. Beautiful. I'm going to walk the feet closer a bit to the hands. This is a great one for preparing for a handstand and for me for burning a bit in the shoulders. I'm going to shift the weight as far forward as I can towards the hands. Right, so I'm actually a bit of hyperextending in the wrist, really bringing a lot of weight onto the shoulder. Some of you will need to bend the knees a lot and try to just tap the foot towards the hands. If it's easy, you can do it with straighter legs. I'm constantly pulling the belly in and up, moving the hips over the shoulders, and just the more weight I have on my shoulders, the more burning I will get faster. Here we go. Go as fast as you can. Beautiful. Downward dog. Bend the knees a lot. Take the feet wider and relax into the shoulders. Beautiful. Coming forward to plank. Lower the right arm, forearm down. Left forearm down. Right hand. Left hand. Let's do a few of these. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Keep going, keep breathing. Last two. Either rest in plank, downward dog, or child's pose if you need a little break. That's totally legit, because there is another side. Here we go. Come back to plank. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Keep going. You may feel it in your core. That's a good thing. Almost there. Last two. One more. Downward dog or child's pose. Rest for a moment. Then coming forward, down to the knees. Tuck the toes under. I'm going to do a toe stretch with shoulder stretch. Take the right arm over. If you need to use a strap, that's fine. Try to reach for the left hand. Breathing. I'm really lifting the head, pushing a bit into the right shoulder to get a bit more of that stretch. Soft eyes, soft forehead. Beautiful release. We'll switch sides with the arms. If you need a break from the toes, that's fine. If you can, remain on the toes. I know it's intense. This combines a bit of the different movements of shoulders we've done earlier. The left shoulder reaches up and back still. Even though the hand is back, there's a feeling of the scooping of space between, at least from the left shoulder. Releasing. Slowly shifting forward, removing the weight from the toes. Release the toes a bit, you can move them up and down. We'll do it just for a few seconds, the reverse for the toes. Trying to keep the heels as close as possible. Toes untucked, reaching back. And slowly coming up. Since we're on the knees, we're going to continue right here on the knees, tiny bit further. So we're going to go into a bit of back bends. And what we'll do today is almost like Camel, but instead of reaching the hands down this way, we're going to try and, well, we'll do both. So we'll start with the regular Camel. For some of us, this is a shoulder stretch, because just taking the hands down to the feet. But what we'll do is, notice I'm going to clasp my hands, bend a little back, and then take the hands as far away from my hips as possible as I go back. Gentle. You may need to keep the head forward for this, because this is probably, I can feel it. It feels good, the head back fine, but I imagine for most of us the head will stay forward. Hands further from the back, lower down a tiny bit into your back bend. And come up. Take a wide knee child's pose for a moment. Cool. Back up. Here we go. This time we're going to do one arm at a time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right hand down into Camel and my left arm up and really stretch the left arm, similar to what we sometimes do in Wild Thing. If the hand doesn't go down, you can even keep the right hand on the hip. Try to keep the hips moving forward, the chest lifting up, and surrender into allowing the left arm to fall back. Inhale, come up. If you need a quick child's pose, fine. Otherwise, we're going to go right away into the opposite side. Left hand down, right arm up, hips forward, chest up. If it's okay with your head and neck, let them fall back in this case. Inhale, coming up, take child's pose. If you really want a vinyasa instead, feel free. Otherwise, lower down, knees can be apart. Surrender. Slowly coming back up to our last variation of these beautiful camels. So the last one we'll get a little more into the shoulders. Please go just as far as is reasonable for you. Feel free to repeat, just hands on the hips. Lift the chest. If available, hands are at the heart. Lift the chest even more. Begin to go back. Maybe the hands come to the forehead. By all means, stop here. If it's easy enough, take the arms even further over the head. Eventually, maybe somebody will get hands to the ground. If you do, work on straightening the arms, breathing. Almost there. Keep the bandhas alive. Lift up. And take child's pose. Take the knees wide apart. Let the head relax down. Whatever feels better for you, arms alongside the body or arms forward. Nice. Let's take a vinyasa, please. Again, remembering the shoulders, shoulders back, head forward. Inhale, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice, everybody. We'll go down to a twist, so step or jump through to your seat. We'll take Marichyasana C, left leg straight, right knee bending. I'm going to twist over to the right side, trying to get the armpit as close as possible to the leg. Right hand can be on the ground. If it is, try to really roll the right shoulder back, even bend the right elbow to really open the shoulder. If you're going for the bind, then hopefully all this shoulder opening will help. Really reach it back. And then instead of just pulling the wrist like many of us do, work on taking the right shoulder. Feel it. Rolling back. Really grow tall with the inhale, and every exhale, just move the right shoulder a millimeter back. Keep breathing. Nice. Switch sides, please. So right leg straight, left knee bends. Again, even if it's rounding a bit in the back, that's okay. If you got to move some belly or chest to get close to the leg, and then like a swimmer going back. Left arm again, really working on that shoulder. Relaxing the eyes. It's a bit of a neck stretch as you turn back. Just don't strain your gaze here. Nice, back to center. What, you want a vinyasa? Okay. If you want a vinyasa, great. If you don't want, just stay seated. We'll join you there in a second. Almost last vinyasa for today. Returning to your seat. Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees to the side. Open up your feet like a flower, as if you were going to read a book. Lift the belly, shift the weight forward. If it's hard on the back or hard to tilt the hips forward, sit on a block. Bring the elbows down if they can. Focus on shoulders back and away from the ears. Whether your hands are down and the arms are up, shoulders are back, chest is forward. Just keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. Head and neck are relaxed. Hopefully you feel the hips. Breathing. Nice. We're going to take the hands and walk over to the right side. So I'm moving my right hand quite a bit to the right, left hand to the right. If I can, I'm going to try and walk the left hand all the way, maybe even on top of the right hand, and lowering the left side of the body down. Ooh, this is what I call nice, sweet and spicy sauce. Second side. Going over to the left, to the left, to the left. Right hand likes left hand. It tries to get closer. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Pulling all the right side forward and down. Relaxing the forehead. Really maintaining the breath. Maybe it's more intense on the right side of the hips. That's okay. Working on your Zen mind. Back to center. Slowly walk your way up. Release head neck for a second. We're going to go and chupum, open our legs wide apart. Some of you maybe didn't need block before and may need block now. Really work on turning the hips forward as much as you can. Cool. And then a few options. Option one, just start to move forward. For some of us, this is plenty. By all means, stay here. If you're one of those that comes down relatively easily and it's kind of feels reasonable for you, and you want to go wild, try to clasp the hands and add a little shoulder stretch behind you. Excelente. Last one, Paschimottanasana, both legs straight in front of you. Just completely let yourself melt down. You can bend the knees as much as you need to. We won't stay too long. Just really let it be about release before we go into our shoulder stand. Okay, we'll go into shoulder stand now. So as we lower down, we're going to start with plow pose, halasana today. So lowering down to your back, legs over the head, whether they reach the ground or not crucial. And then the secret is now move the weight to the left, tuck the right shoulder under, and then the other elbows, the other shoulder. So you really can feel right now, before you lift the legs, the shoulders, and a little bit the back of the head, but really I can feel 90% of the weight on my shoulders. If it feels good for you, lift the legs up to the sky. If you'd like, hands are supporting the back. Continuing, students, if you want to try and your neck is doing well today, you can see me. I have got my arms on the mat, hands clasped. It just makes me use a little more of my core. I really am pressing into my shoulders because I don't have my hands to support my lower back. Legs come back over the head into halasana, into plow. And then bend the knees towards the ears. Slowly begin to straighten the legs. Hands flat on your mat. Begin to lower down onto your back. Lowering down towards the fish pose. Lifting up onto the elbows. Lift the chest high up. Head down to the ground. Shoulders are doing nothing. Stay here or advanced. Legs up, arms up. Breathing. Lower back down. Bring the knees to the chest, a nice loving hug. I'm going to lower into a short guided shavasana, so you can lower down completely to the mat. Palms facing up. Start with the hands close to the body, please. Close your eyes, maybe. Arms close to the body. Pay attention to the shoulders. Relax them. For many of us, even as much as we relax, they're not fully on the ground. So start to take the arms wider towards a T. It doesn't have to go to a T 2/3 of the way. And see if you can now relax the shoulders further. if you can get more of the shoulder blade down. Relax the fingers, relax the toes. Elongate the back of the head, the back of the neck. It's like you're bringing the chin a little closer to the collarbones. Soften the eyes. Soften the space between the eyebrows. And as your eyes are closed, then you're seeing internal vision. See if you can feel and see this beautiful white light of great healing energy. And send it over to your neck. Almost like this white light feels like beautiful masseuse's hands caressing your neck, energetically floating over your shoulders. Maybe it's the energy of a loved one. Maybe just pure white bliss coming and sending softness, calmness, and gratitude to the shoulder area, to the upper back and upper chest. Allow this feeling of white love, healing energy to just pour onto the entire body like a nice, gentle flowing river of beautiful, loving energy. You are light. Slowly feel yourself still very light, but begin with gentle movements in fingers and toes. Bend the knees and roll onto your side. Slowly make your way back up to sit. Bring the palms together in front of the heart with gratitude. Really, the beauty of practice is the beauty of being in the present moment. Gratitude to the shoulders, to your body, to your breath, to the teachings passing from generation to generation. Thank you for practicing with us. We'll close with one Om. Inhale. If you enjoyed this, please leave us a comment and don't forget, share it with other people. Namaste.